scary second Conor where you were coxing, he was still on his feet. You could have done him again. You would have been in trouble for it, but it showed a bit of maturity and experience that you didn't have.
Oh, I was very close. I was very, very close. You talk about maturity. It don't mean the spite still ain't there. You know, I've hit a guy before, Stephen Jamoy. I hit him, see his eye roll to the back of his head, and I still want to take him out. So it ain't. It's just the way I am. I'm very passionate about what I do. You know, I'd like to think I'd be the guy that, you know, gets down on his hands and knees straight away, but I'm in such an animated, aggressive state that, you know, I'm just still revved up. But, you know, I'm glad he's okay. And, you know, we just had a chat afterwards, so just thankful to share the ring with him.
Conor, a lot of people, as every fight, they say maybe this one is the biggest step up for you, and that's what the word was with Chris Algieri. Did you feel the difference in experience from your previous opponents, even though you got that, you know, amazing knockout?
No. If anything, I think Formella was a little bit more trickier than Algieri in terms of styles. And you know, if someone comes to win, it allows me to capitalise on their mistakes. You know, I've not only just beat Algieri, I've also learnt in there as well. This is my education. I'm evolving. I'm growing still. And you know, that's what the great thing is about my career, is people have really seen me go from. It's very rare you get someone under the spotlight like I was and progress to world level. It's very rare, because a normal person...
And so raw at the start.
And terribly raw.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I didn't want to say that. But.
Didn't say it, I'll say it for you. Terribly raw. But, you know, we keep it moving, man. And, you know, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. I don't care who you are. If you work hard, you can do whatever you want. Just apply yourself 100%.
I think it's amazing if you go back to that skinny kid walking down the steps at O2.
Skinny podgy kid.
Yeah. Just to think that he would go on, you know, and I know there's still levels to come, but Formella, Vasquez, Granados, Algieri, just over that sort of year period, and perform the way he has, and headline tonight in Liverpool. I mean, he's from Ilford, via Australia, via Spain. So, you know, but that's just a sign that the kid, he's a star, and everywhere he goes, Leeds last time out, the reception's incredible because he's so exciting to watch.
I was going to ask as well, after the fight, I know you're still enjoying the fruits of this fight, but the name Broner was brought to you. I want to see what you think of that as a potential next opponent. Is that something you want to entertain for 2022?
I'll take Broner out. He don't concern me at all. These fights I've asked for, I don't need to call them out on social media, because I know what social media is, because I get called out myself by these bums. I get called out all the time. It's like, you just got to pay no attention. So I get Broner or Brook or Khan not entertaining the thought, but you know, I've said to Eddie, listen, if you can make it, make it. At the end of the day, money talks. So, you know, that's it. That's what it comes down to.
You mentioned Broner as well. Obviously, Khan-Brook, the conversation. I know, Eddie, you feel that that's just not realistic, really, is it?
I don't listen. I like him here, but his eyes nearly popped out of his head when I started talking about Conor Benn. He doesn't want to face that young smoke. Do you know what I mean? And that's why he took the Khan-Brook fight over the Conor Benn fight, because it's a friendly affair. The two guys, it's a little go in and have a dance for several million, and good luck to them, they deserve it. But it's different when you're talking about Conor and Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. These are horrible, spiteful young fighters that come in to take your head off, and they won't be doing that in that fight, trust me. And that's what I said to Amir, you know, Amir again, imagine what Conor Benn would do to Amir Khan. Oh my God. And when you saw that tonight, it would be, honestly, it would be over within 2 rounds. 2 rounds. As soon as he hit him on the chin, you know, I'm not telling you don't scream and shout, but you know, as soon as he hit Amir Khan, it would be brutal. And but we'd still love the winner, you know. But I don't think the winner, will fight on. To be honest with you.
You'd actually actively pursue?
Yeah, we'd love to, but I just all those conversations. This is the last one for those guys. Kell may buy a boxer. I don't know, but this is it for those guys. This is the future, you know. But we're not waiting around. Those guys are going to fight in February. Then they're not going to fight again till September, October, November. We're out in the spring. So who's next? That's the question, and that's a conversation I like, listen, I mean, you know, we always talked about that level of Algieri, Guerrero, or, you know, and you've sort of just demolished that level. So now it's up to Tony and Charlie, and just to say, like, this is, you know, there's still 2 levels till World Championship. So that's really...
So how many fights are you talking?
2, I think.
2?
2 fights, and then fight for the world. Because you're going to be 22 and 0.
What if they keep ending within 6 rounds?
Don't start getting violent with me.
We're talking about
I don't know if you could hear it, Conor, but some of your biggest cheers tonight was for your defensive work.
Yeah.
It was obviously the toughest thing to really learn in the sport. Did you hear that, or what does it mean to you?
Yeah, but I mean, when I do this day in, day out, the more opponents they bring in front of me, the more I can display everything we've been working on. It's not like I'm talking rubbish when I go, my next fight, you'll see a completely different Conor Benn. Because you've seen a completely different Conor Benn in the past 4 or 5 fights. And the next fight, you'll continue to see something else because I've got a good coach here. And I say coach because coach is just more than a trainer. It's just all round, you know, inside the ring, outside the ring, technique, mindset. It's all one. Do you know what I mean? And Tony's moulded me into a world class fighter, and I'll continue to prove it. You know, that's fine. It's fine with me. For those who want to keep down, I keep talking about it. That's because it bothered me when I really struggled when I was 19, 20, coming through, trying my hardest. You know, I just had to knuckle down and apply myself. And, you know, you'll continue to see a lot more. There's still a lot more to go. There's still a lot more to learn, a lot more to put on display.
In lockdown, you were talking to my dad for a long time. What does it mean to box with him next year like that?
We've had a great camp. It's been nothing but laughter and just memories being made. I mean, because obviously my dad's not here, is he? So, you know, having my dad here, it's like having my brother that I never had here. You know, it really is a blessing. And I messaged my dad while I was in the hotel saying, thank you so much just for opening these doors. Because I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for you. Yeah, I train hard. Yeah, I do everything I possibly can. But he's paved the way for me. So, you know, I'll always be grateful and show gratitude to my dad for that.
If the next fight is a big international opponent like Broner, are you guys going to do your best to make sure that fight's staged over here in the UK?
Yeah, Conor's boxed in America before, and he definitely box in America again. But he's a star. Like, you know, if you look at the stars of British boxing, I know you got AJ, you got Fury, but he's right up there. So really, we want to make sure. You know, we got that period of Froch and, you know, Groves, and see old big Tony down there, hello lad. And now you look at who are the guys that can fill arenas, and that's Conor Benn. You know, good crowds. We only had 4 weeks to sell this show, 4 weeks on sale, and we had just under 7,000 in there tonight. So that's a great achievement for Conor Benn.
Heavyweight numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, and really, the O2 is where we should be next. You know, that's. Yeah, he wants to have a fight early next year. He wants to have a comeback fight, and then, you know, but we need an opponent for, you know, I don't know when Tony and Charlie and Conor and will want to box. I'm thinking March, April, and you know, we don't want to wait for people to see how they get on in a warm-up fight and stuff like that. We just want a good top 10 guy now, and someone that can help us fill the O2, and that's why Algieri was a great opponent. He's got a name, he's got credibility, he's a good fighter, former world champion, great resume, he's American. A lot of people tuned in America tonight to watch that fight as well. So that's all part of the plan.
Obviously, Broner kind of brings a different aspect to something that you're used to in terms of that he's a trash talker, he's a character, and he might use the press conferences to try and get under your skin. Is that something that you are relishing? Because the higher levels go, there's going to be characters like that, isn't there, that try and use the mind games?
Yeah, he won't want to trash talk me, mate.
He's good at it.
Well, I'll let him know. He don't trash talk me.
Will you go for him in a verbal war?
More than likely.
You'd
Might get a bit physical, yeah, probably.
Might get physical.
Might get a bit physical, depends how he wants to play, play his card.
Yeah, sure. Get the fines ready.
I mean, you look back at the last 2 years, like COVID has hurt a lot of careers, but for you, you had the first part of it where you were kind of locked away in the gym, and then the second part of it, you've had fight after fight after fight. If you look back now, and it's been kind of, it helped you in a way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously I've torn a tendon in my hand, I've broken my jaw, and while I've had these injuries, and COVID for example, it allowed me to work on a lot of things. Instead of keep having to fight on shows, make weight, deal with the pressure, just focus on getting fit. I'm able to train on a full stomach. I'm able to, learn, take my time, not in a rush, to work on a shot that's going to fit the style of my opponent. Just work on ring generalship and, working the jab, knowing your way around the ring. School's never out, mate.
Tony, what's your verdict on his performance tonight?
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance, and as he said, he's worked so hard to get where he is, and he's always, always been in the shadow of his dad. But I think, like Nigel was saying to me yesterday, this is the day that it will come out of my shadow, and I think we all saw that tonight, not just like the power, but you saw his ring smarts, how clever he is. And he was even out jabbing Algieri, which probably no one expected. So, the hard work that he's put in over the last 5 or 6 years, seeing, what's come to now. He's a world level, top level fighter, and on his way to becoming a world champion.
Conor must have been nice for you. The regular Nigel said that, look, he's not my shadow anymore. Well, he never was.
Yeah, well, I'll always be my dad's shadow, and I don't mind that at all, not in the slightest. At the end of the day, he's my dad, and for even people doing the comparisons, it really don't bother me. If there's anything I'm proud of my dad and the legacy he's left. Why would I get the ump when people say you're in your dad's shadow? Why would that bother me? It don't, and never has. What bothers me is when people say you are where you are because of your dad, because that's not the case. But doors have opened, and I've run through them. I haven't let fear hold me back. I haven't let doubt hold me back. I ain't let the naysayers hold me back. That's why I am where I am. And I plan on giving my son the same. Not in boxing, because my son won't fight, 1,000,000%, no.
Well,
No. No, mate.
Eddie would be looking at
Yeah,
me.
of course he will, yeah. My son, yeah, so I plan
Shouldn't
on...
have called him Eli Clay, should you?
Yeah. So my son, he... what am I talking about? I plan on giving my son the same life my dad gave me, give my son the same opportunities. And for those who are envious or jealous of that, they're just that way because they couldn't give it to their kids. Or they didn't get it. My son's going to have a blessed life, and I'm going to work extremely hard to make sure that the same doors that have opened for me, I've opened for him. And, I'll make sure that he applies himself. Nothing handed out to me. My dad used to give me £50 a week. I used to have to buy home brand pastas with cheddar cheese and home brand ketchup and have that for a week because my dad wanted me to understand the value of money. When I lived in Manchester Hyde, I was sent from Sydney, Australia. Yeah, big change. So, I'll teach my son the same values, them same qualities, and that's why I am where I am, because I work extremely hard. I work like I come from nothing. I work like I didn't go to private school. I fight like that. You'd never think so, would you? You ain't got to come from the ends to be a great fighter. You ain't got to come from the baddest ghettos. It's all comes from within it.
You talked about your dad joking about you whilst he's intercontinental belts over there. But are you still now dreaming you're getting closer and closer to getting the proper one to go and go?
Listen, I like my continental belt. I've defended it 6 times now. I like my belt. I won a title before my dad won a title, as it happens. He's just a bit jealous because I won my continental before he ever won a title. I'm younger, so no, I like my continental. But world soon come. It'll always be that friendly rivalry until I win my 2nd, 3rd world titles. It'll always just dish it out, inducted in the Hall of Fame. Can't compete with it, really, can you? To be honest.